Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid as the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years whilst earning only minimum wage. And in this video I'm going to explain to you why it is that growth is unstoppable. One of the things I've noticed so far, and you will notice it too whilst you're on your own individual journey to wealth, or wherever it is you want to be, is that along the road you're going to change somewhat. And that's because you'll have done things and experienced things and learned things that you didn't know before you started the journey. And you'll have done things, things that have now become routine to you, that prior to going on this journey you were frightened of doing. And because you've lost some of that fear, and because you've learned new things and experienced new things, your beliefs will change. And when your beliefs change, your behavior changes, and you will act in a different way. When I announced that I was setting up a subscription site, not everybody was supportive. And that's because they knew me and followed me, thank you very much, over the years, and wanted me to continue doing what I'm doing in order to reach my goal. But I never said I was going to do the same thing all the time to meet my goal. I said I was going to demonstrate how to become a millionaire. And I'm starting to do and think about different things because I've learned different things. So when I decided to set up a subscription site, I couldn't have done that 5 years ago. How could I possibly have done that? I was just a guy sitting in a cab, as I am now, saying he was going to make $1 million in 10 years. And then 5 years later, where we are now, and I'm now saving up for my fifth property, which will take me about £500,000 worth of asset value in those 5 properties. And I obviously couldn't do it. Now I've got a body of evidence that people have been asking me to set up a subscription site for a long time now, but I've never felt comfortable about doing so for a number of reasons. Primarily because there are a lot of scammers out there setting up subscription sites or selling courses for thousands and thousands of pounds, and really just learning stuff you can pick up from the internet for absolute free of charge. But 5 years I couldn't have done any of this because I didn't have the experience back then. But over that 5 years I've learned and I've changed, and now I think I have something that I can give people and sell to people, if you wish, because I've learned so much, and I don't want them to make mistakes that I made. And I've come to where I am by dedicating myself to being wealthy for the last 5 years, and for the next 5 years I want to dedicate myself to making you guys wealthy. And one of the cheapest ways I can do this is to set up a subscription site. And you will find the same thing, I'm sure, on your journey, that you're learning stuff and growing, and it's essential. It's kind of, you can't stop it. How is it possible to stop this? If you're experiencing new stuff and changing in beliefs, then obviously you're going to grow inside. It's what keeps you moving forward. It's what gives you hope. It's what makes you excited about life. And if you haven't got this growth in you, then all you're doing is just really passing time until you die. So moving forward, I'll be starting new strategies and adapting older ones, trying to make them more efficient. Of course, I will share them all with you. And will I succeed in all these things? Well, probably not is the answer, because that's life, isn't it? As we go through life and we try different things, we won't get anywhere near 100% in the correct, so I'm going to fail more times than I succeed. But that doesn't matter, because I'm still growing, I'm still learning. So the things I'm going to try will probably fail. Elon Musk was asked when he started Tesla, he says, you must have been really positive, this interviewer said, you must have been really sure when you set off with all this money, you put all the money you took from PayPal into it, you must have been convinced this was going to work. And he says, oh, no. On the contrary, he says, when I said Tesla, I expected it to fail. The interviewer said, then why on earth would you put all that money into it if you expected this to fail? And he said, well, if the challenge is big enough to overcome, it's big enough to drive you forward, then I think you should give it a go anyway, even if you think failure is a probability. Now, the project Tesla, which he thought important enough, was to convince people that electric cars didn't have to be slow and ugly. But he expected it to fail. Now, if that's a normal person, and there's no way is Elon Musk normal, by the way, a normal person, if they thought they were going to fail, wouldn't even bother attempting. What would be the point? But I think trying's important. Trying's how you learn, how you test yourself, how you prove what works and what doesn't work. And if you're proving what works and what doesn't work, you can then concentrate on what does work. But most people don't do that. But it's important you try. Don't worry about failing. You're going to fail. I've said it once before. Even if you fall down, make sure you fall forward. It's progress. So what I want you to do this week is to choose a project that's important to you. Don't worry about failing. Just give it your best shot. I want you to keep moving forward. keep learning, keep growing, keep living. And as ever, don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.